Okay, so how do you know what is the wrong side and the right side of the fabric? It's very simple, okay? Most of what you all have put out here is correct. That means this is correct, okay? But the tricky part is always this one here. So of course, if there are any fabrics with all these like, glitter lah, metallic things, like that this is definitely the right side and this is the wrong side. It's easy, right? But when it comes to spandex, you can see this side shinier, this side maybe more matte, right? So that's one thing. And this one is easy because it's velvet. So you can see which one's right side, which one's wrong side again. Okay, now the question is, what about like all these fabrics? How do you know like which one's right, which one's wrong and stuff like that? Okay, I need you to remember this technique. See your hand? Right? So your hand can only curl this way, right? So this is the inside of the fabric, this is the outside of the fabric, because what we're going to look at is we're going to start looking at the edges of the fabric. If the edges of the fabric start to curl up, this is the inside of the fabric. If you see this part is curling up or down, downwards, right? So this is the outside of the fabric. You understand? So I'm looking at the edges. You see the edges here? It's starting to curl, isn't it? Can you see it's starting to curl? Right? You see? Okay. If I'm looking at this one, I'm not sure. Okay, assuming there's no glitter, okay, there's nothing metallic, it's all just mesh. How do you know if this is right side or wrong side? You see, I'm not sure. I'm going to flip it. Am I sure now? Is it curling? The edges, I'm looking at the edges, right? Is it curling upwards or downwards? Oh, see that? So can you see that this is going downwards? And this is more coming upwards. Can you see the edges? You see the edges are coming upwards. The edges meaning I'm talking about the 4 points lah. 4 if it's a 4-point thing. Okay, if it's like this one, it's more 3-point. Then same thing, I would just flip. See, it's very obvious, right? Can you see it's curling? Okay, good one. So how about the chiffon? Okay, because this is tricky. The front, the back all look the same. Like your shirt, lor. Your shirt, the front, the back also look the same. So where is what? Where is what? Same thing. Okay, so you see, now I'm not sure, right? This could be the right, this could be the wrong side. So I just flip around and then I see, is it curling upwards or is it curling downwards? The edges. I flip again, you see, Is it curling upwards or is it curling downwards? Look at the edges.
I think this one is upwards.
So which means this is the
So this one should be the outside.
So if it's curling upwards, this is the inside of the fabric, the wrong side of the fabric. Nice. So now you know that. Okay. So the reason why I'm very particular about whether you know right side or wrong side is because when you sew, right, we don't just sew 1 or 2 layers together. Sometimes we sew 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. If you're crazy like me, sometimes we sew 10 layers or so. So what happens if, let's say you're sewing and then you have one side that is wrong side, then another side that is right side, then another side that is wrong side. You see what happens to the edges? All different. But if I have all that are the same way, it's going to be easier to sew. You get what I'm trying to say? Of course, if it's just 2 layers and stuff, it's okay. But usually we try to, put all the layers as close to it as possible. But if you cannot, then of course you pin that. Then you just pin more. Yeah? Okay? So this is important to know. Okay? But frankly, if you talk about especially like dancewear fabrics, if you put this on the outside of your clothes or this on the inside of your clothes, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. You're just going to, it's up to you. Like if it's my design and for this particular fabric, I want this as the inside, not the outside. Can or not? Can. My design, who's gonna say no? But of course itchy lah, this one more itchy. Yeah. So it depends on the fabric also. Like some fabrics, it's okay, like spandex, right? It's one of those things where if I want my my costume to have a more glossy look, then I definitely want to use the outside. But sometimes I just want a matte look. Because anyway, after that, I'm going to, put appliques, rhinestones and everything. And I just go with the inside. Can or not? Can. You just make sure all the sides are the same now when you cut your pattern out. Okay? You understand now? So far so good? Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to go through is then, what about the stretch of the fabric? How do you know and to choose what kind of stretch of fabric that you want? Like if you realize that your shirt it has some stretch, right? This shirt got some stretch, right? This one confirm no stretch, right?
This one got stretch.
What, your pants, huh?
Pants lah.
Yeah, denim lah. Yeah,
Yeah.
denim has stretch. Some have, some don't have lah, right? So the thing is, how do you figure out what is two-way stretch, four-way stretch? This is important for dance wear. Yeah, what is two-way stretch, four-way stretch, and no-way stretch fabric? So when you go to a fabric shop, you know, you can go to say Arab Street or Chinatown or like wherever lah, any fabric shops that you find. Okay, you want to find a fabric that maybe you just want something a bit more stretchy because it's more comfortable, or maybe you want to sew dance wear, so you need more four-way stretch. Okay, then this is how you do. For example, you take the fabric. Okay, try to find one that have the edge here like that. This is the manufacturing edge. Here, every fabric you will see, it may look different, but there is definitely a manufacturing edge. Yeah, like you see that fabric, the velvet, it looks different lah. It just looks a bit curved. Yeah, so that's the edge. So what I'll do is I'll hold about 1 inch away from each other. I'll stretch this way. Then I'll hold 1 inch and then stretch the other way. So I will determine to see if it's a two-way or four-way stretch fabric. Okay, this is for sure a four-way stretch, right? Because I can stretch both ways, but it's not equal. Can you see? I can stretch this much here. You're going to try yourself later, but you can see I can stretch more here. So it's not equal, but it is a four-way stretch fabric. Okay, so I think you can go ahead. You can try the different fabrics to try and stretch. Then you can see why and how to choose fabrics when you want to do it for different purposes. Yeah? Correct. This is a four-way stretch fabric. Yes, correct. So chiffon, a lot of the time got no stretch.
This one also can.
Yes, this is mesh.
Which fabric is more stretchable?
Okay, which fabric is more stretchable? Usually we would say spandex and mesh. Yeah, spandex and mesh. Okay, now bear in mind that when you go to the fabric shop and then you tell the uncle or auntie like, oh, uncle, auntie, 我要 spandex. Okay, what's the difference? Some people call it spandex, some people call it lycra. Lycra, it's like paracetamol, you know, Panadol.
Yeah.
But Panadol is a brand.
Yeah.
But it's actually paracetamol. So same thing for lycra and spandex. Lycra is a brand. Spandex is the type of fabric, type of synthetic fabric. So when you go to the shop, sometimes you go there, auntie, 我要 spandex. But some spandex, then they will scold you a bit lah, because you know they're like, lycra. Okay, so use the name interchangeably, but for us, we know that we're asking them for spandex lah. It's just the way their terms are used and stuff like that. Yeah, so when you go there, good thing is when you go to a fabric shop, you can try and stretch a bit, you know, especially when they're not. Don't let them see it too much, because sometimes you get a bit irritated, you know, if you go and test all their fabric before you buy. But when you go there, maybe you just, you know, to try and find out what you want. But anyway, once you're familiar with the fabric stores, you know what everything is already, easier for you to buy. Okay, any questions so far? So far so good?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the right side and the wrong sides of the fabric. Okay, I want to go through one more thing, which is I will say terms like right side to right side, wrong side to wrong side, right side to wrong side, wrong side to right side. You understand what I'm saying? So remember this?
Yeah.
Okay, put your hand up first. So remember, this is the wrong side because it's inside ma, so it's wrong side lah. This is the right side, right? So if I say right side to right side, right side to right side. If I say wrong side to wrong side, if I say right side to wrong side, you understand? I'll do it with the fabric. Okay, agree? This is the right side. This is the wrong side. Agree? Yeah, agree? Okay, so now I say right side to right side, right side to right side. 对了, correct. So it's like that. Right side, right side. Why? Because after you sew a straight line, you open up. Ta-da! See? That is the right side already. Okay. So that is right side to right side. So what if it's wrong side to wrong side? Yes. Because basically you're touching the wrong side to the wrong side. Correct. Okay? So now if I say right side to wrong side, no, that is right side to right side. Yes, correct. Confusing? But okay?
Okay, this one is.
So far okay?
Oh, okay, this one.
This one, maybe this color more obvious?
Yeah. So you mean that this right side touching the wrong side?
Yes.
Right?
So when I say right side to right side, it's basically what is touching each other. Touching each other, okay? I repeat one more time. Okay? This is the right side, correct? Agree? This is the wrong side, agree? Okay. Now, right side to right side. I will just do it, then you're just try and absorb, okay? When I say right side to right side, it's like that. Right side to right side. Because they're touching each other. I want them to touch so that after we sew, we open up this right side to right side. If I say wrong side to wrong side, wrong side to wrong side. Okay? Last one. Right side to wrong side. Because when I open, right side to wrong side. Okay? Can you imagine? So far, okay? Okay, Okay. This is as technical as it gets. It's just this. Later, of course, if you all want to do like patterns and stuff like that, you really need to know this. Because after that, you go, Sandra, what? Wrong side, right side, wrong side. Say, you just stop. If anything you're not sure, you forget, right? You just look at your hand. Then sometimes you see some of my students just all like that. Because you're trying to figure out which one's right side, which is fine. Okay, so the hands are the easiest way. Okay? Everything okay? Yes? Okay, let me put this aside.